Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Dungeon Meshi episode number 18 reaction. Okay, the previous episode, what happened was we got to see Falin again, but Falin looked a bit different. Not only looked, but she also acted very different. She has become a chimera, and she came like completely intruding on the whole situation. Like Shudo and Laios was having their conversation. Shudo was mad at Laios because how lightly he made of the situation. And while they were having this conversation, like Fun just comes in, makes the situation even worse, starts just just destroying everyone, just defeating, and yeah, just taking their lives one after the other. But by the end of it, we were able to withstand the whole process, and yeah, we somehow were able to get away with our lives, or a few of them's lives. And the people who died, they were resurrected back. I think at least in the end, Falin for a moment got back her humanity because her eyes changed and she decided to run away just so that she doesn't hurt us. That's what I think, at least. Anyways, so yeah, that's what happened. And then we had another conversation between Shuro and Laios, and then they just started fighting against each other because obviously each had their own like trouble with the other. Like Shuro, obviously doesn't appreciate the fact that Laios takes everything so lightly, makes light of the situation. He says that, I would have done the same thing probably as well with the whole Fallen situation. I probably would have resurrected her as well. But the fact that you're just taking this so lightly is what irks me. And Shura was like, "What the hell?" I thought. Life was like, "What the hell?" I thought you were my friend. You're the only friend that I had who told me all about all of these things. And they just started squabbling against each other, just like scratching and pulling their hair, punching each other. But in the end, I guess they've kind of made up. And yeah, and now what the situation is that they'll go back, because obviously they don't have enough energy. A lot of people became dead and everything, so they're going to go back. And Kaburu, and they will probably tell the elves about this, or the Lord about this. And the elves might take their start moving. And if that happens, the whole thing with Marcel and black magic will also be a big problem. So all that stuff is happening. Anyways, Shuro's like, I'm leaving. He gives him Laios like a bell, tells it like, if you need help, you ring this. Kabru, however, says that I'll be back. He doesn't really say I'll be back. He says like, remember my name for the next time. And he says goodbye. So Kabru will probably be back with his team. And yeah, that is the whole situation. And Laios and his group starts on the journey again. So yeah, let's see how this goes. So this is episode number 18. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is a preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Hmm. Damn, that is, yeah. So it's fresh. Hmm. I guess. Hmm. People and animals. Yeah. Ooh. Yes. Snowing. Yeah. What's happening? Okay. Why is it snowing then? Oh, okay. Ah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Bluffing. I'm sure he was not bluffing. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Trying to find Delgal. The king, isn't it? Yeah. There you go. Last king of the. Hmm. Yep. This dude. We saw him in the painting. What happened? He appeared on the surface. Oh. Huh. Ah. Yeah. In the painting, we saw that. He experienced that. He saw everything. Oh yeah, he never told these guys before about this. Yeah, he never mentioned it to them. Oh my god. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Ah. Only. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. You think you can talk to him? Is it gonna go that easy? Damn, that is a lot. Oh no, hopefully they don't get lost. Oh great, they're lost. Oh no. Okay. Right. Hello? Who was that? Shouldn't there be four people? Oh, who was that? Oh no. Like it's so much snowing. Master didn't realize that that might be. Yeah. There's another one. Who? who there's someone else with you guys. Can you please? Whoa! Oi! What? What is this shadow clone jutsu? What is that? Okay, I feel like it'll be easy to realize who the real one is. Just look at them. shapeshifter. Ah, it changes form. Ah, ah. So what do they do? That liars. Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, it's very easy to. Yeah, it's very easy to decipher who it is. Liosis. I think it'll be difficult to for Chilchuck because Chilchuck's. Ah. Oh. Yeah. Oh my god. How? Um. Okay. I see. So we just keep them. Yeah. I doubt. Who? Six. That is definitely not Chilchuck. On the right. These two will be the problem. The middle one and the left one. The one with the braid. This is real. I think. No, no. The first one was Martial. I don't know. The right one is definitely not Marcel. This is not Marcel. Is it? No, it's not. Okay. Yeah, I. The right one. The left one is not Marcel. The right one. Who is that? That's not Senshi. Oh my god. Right. The right one is Marcel. Obviously, right one is Senshi. Come on, guys. Really? The one that I'm stumped with is Chilchak. I don't know which one is real. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, no other choice. Okay, Senshi is extremely easy to. Come on. Wow. That is true, actually. That is possible. Yeah. Hmm. Dish in pair with your counterpart. Oh. Hmm. Okay. Okay, I think the right one is Chilchak, the real one. I don't understand why they're struggling with Senshi. It's so obvious. Hmm. No, 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 no. What are you on about? Yeah. No, but I'm really stumped with Chilchak. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I'm not really sure about Chilchak though. Chilchak is told. Okay, it's obvious. The left one is a real Marcel. This is real. Yeah. Okay, no. No, no, no. That's not the real one. I still stand by my words. That is the real Marcel. Uh, okay, come on, guys, please. What? Who is this? Yeah. Come on, man. Like really? Yeah. Okay. Liars. Yeah. Come on. I, I was just saying. Like, come on, guys. Really? This is. You think this is sentient? Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah. What is happening here? Hello, guys? Okay. No, that is not the real Senshi. Wow. Oh, try to find. Okay. Okay. I'm not really sure about Chilchak. This one, yeah, right. Yes, you're correct about this. These two, Falin and not Falin, but wait, wait. No, no. Marcel and Senshi, I'm sure he did it correctly. Damn! Start fighting. Yeah, I guess. Hmm. Ah, I see. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, what the? Okay, what? Hmm. What? Uh, is he like going to bark at it or something? I knew it. Yeah! How can he mimic that? Bro. Yeah. Yeah. It's good. Oh my god. Oh, there you go. Yes, I was correct with Martial. I was correct with Senshi as well. Chilchak really stomped me, but you know. There you go. Damn, it has so many tails. Interesting. Martial's turn going to zap it. Yup. Yes. Boom. Explosion. Oh my god, the head is. Yo, what? How can an explosion do that? Well, dinner is. You know, today's dinner is ready. Yeah. Oh my god, it became leaves. We have our dinner today. You know, there you go. Mm. Ah, I see. Okay, Senshi was pretty obvious. Yeah, that is true as well. Ah, wow. Bruh. Yeah, practically impossible. Oh. Oh yeah, she doesn't know about. Yeah. She didn't know about that. Bruh. Oh no, what? Oh no, is someone here? Hey, someone's stealing our food. What the hell? Then she's picking it up. Oh my god. What the? Who? Wait, who? There's no one there? Oh my god, what the? Oh, is this? Oh, it's her. That, the one who got missing. So that, oh, so okay. Right. I was just thinking in the previous episode, I was like, oh, maybe we'll, like, there's two ways it could have gone. I was thinking either we're going to meet her again, or she's not a major enough character and they'll just write her off. Either of it can go in there. So it turns out the first one was correct. We met her again, and it was quite quick. I wasn't expecting it to be this quick though. I thought we'll maybe like 3 or 4 episodes later or something, if we get to see her again. So yeah, so turns out she is I guess you could say major enough character. Okay, because sometimes animes have certain characters who they just write off. After showing them a little bit, just write them off, and we don't see them again. Maybe I thought maybe it was one of those characters, but no. Okay. All right. Today's episode was very funny. Oh boy, with the whole doppelganger shapeshifter, shenanigan. Oh lord. And it's funny because Laios, in the end, instead of the obvious like differences in the characters, like how Senshi looked like or how Marcel acted like, he actually used his, okay, that is it, he actually used his intelligence to properly like decipher how everyone acted and how these like shapeshifters, how they acted differently. That's how he did that. Now I was basing the whole thing completely on appearance and how they acted. Like for example, I was very stumped with Chilchak though. I realized immediately, like, Senshi's pretty obvious. So just look at him, And so Senshi was extremely obvious. I don't know why none of them realized that. They were like, oh, Senshi is always this cool. So is that how Senshi looks like in their eyes? With the sharp eyes and just, Anyways, Marcel I was able to understand because, first of all, her braiding, is that what it's called? The way she braids her hair, like here, there's like a little braid. She always puts that. That's the first thing I saw and realized, like, oh, this is the real Marcel. Also, when Marcel, the shapeshifter, she was going too far with the whole, I'm so determined that I'm going to, like, get Fallon. Yeah, Marcel is determined, but as Marcel says, that she's not so determined that she completely shuts everything around her. Like, that's not the degree. She's definitely determined to get a Fallon back, but not like that, like, like cold and just, yeah. So Marcel complaining about the harpy eggs and saying that, yeah, like that and this is completely different, that was the real Marcel. I kind of realized, like, for a moment it did kind of make me think that, oh, maybe I was wrong when the other Marcel was talking about Fallon, but then I was like, no, I feel like this is a shapeshifter because she's going a bit too far with the whole, like, determination thing. This is the real Marcel who is complaining about the harpy eggs. So Marcel and Senshi was very easy. Chilchak I wasn't able to properly realize because, number one, both Chilchak looks extremely similar to each other. There was no appearance-wise difference, not that much. And then their personality was also very subtle enough, like, like the difference was very subtle to properly understand. Both, like, obviously, Chilchak is very cynical, as we know, So I didn't understand which Chilchak was the real one, because one was a little bit too much cynical and the other one was cynical, but in a certain degree. So turns out the one who was a bit too much cynical was the imposter. It was literally an Among Us episode. I just realized it. Okay, so yeah, that's what's going on. I didn't really understand the whole like Chilchak. I wasn't able to recognize who the real Chilchak was, but Laios was able to do that. So you know what? Good for Laios. He was able to properly decipher the whole thing. And now like how everyone's like, oh, Laios is only interested in monsters. He doesn't care about people. Yeah, like he can be like, no, you know what, I did this, I was able to decipher who the real ones were, so he can say that now. But at the same time, I would say that Laios is not interested in people who are complete strangers to them. That's what I think, at least. However, his friends, he does care about them and he does think about them, in that sense. So it's very interesting because Laios's whole personality is a bit tricky one. Because because for Kaburu, for example, you can see how Kaburu hates monsters. He doesn't like them at all because of past experiences, I'm guessing. He hates monsters, he doesn't like them, but he keeps an eye on human beings extremely, which is why he's so easily able to properly delve deeper into people's personality and how they are. So it's very straightforward with Kaburu. Laios, however, is a tricky one because, yeah, he genuinely doesn't really care, is not really that much interested in humans, but I feel like it only extends towards humans who are complete strangers to him. Like, he doesn't really care about them. He barely gives a crap. However, for his allies and comrades, I think that's not really true. Like, you can see how he genuinely like knows how his allies are. For example, how Marcel is, how Senshi is, how Chilchak is. He knows and he realizes and recognizes. That's how he was able to properly decipher who the true one was out of all of them. Yeah, he did use his intellect in the end and knowledge about monsters to properly weed out the imposters by using that whole that whole barking thing that he did. That obviously was a knowledge that came from him, and his excessive interest was monsters. If he was not that interested towards monsters, he probably wouldn't have thought of a way like that, because he has observed so many monsters, and these shapeshifters came out where he was born. He knew how to properly take care of the situation. So yeah, that definitely did help in the end. But before he did that, he was using his brain, and he did properly find out who the real people were, and who were the imposters. He was able to figure that out. So you know what? Yeah, I feel like that's worthy of a good pat on his back. Like, good job. Finally. At least you're interested in your allies, even if you're not interested in other stranger, like humans, and like you're at least interested about your allies. So it's good enough, I guess. That kind of thing. But yeah, anyways, so that's the whole thing. So yeah, this was a fun episode. I liked how and also the fact that each and every Marcel and all the other characters were like the way someone else saw them in their head. So each and every imposter we saw here, like, kind of reflects some other person's vision of the other. I do wonder who thought, like, that Marcel, the one who they completely just, like, were like, oh, this is definitely not Marcel. That one, the one who looked, I don't know, like a JoJo character or whatever. I wonder who was that? Whose mental image of Marcel was like that? I do wonder. Let me think. Laios? Is it Laios? It wouldn't surprise me if that was the way Laios looked at Marcel. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But anyways, and I loved what is it, Laios's whole, like, like all the other imposters for Laios. It was so obvious, like, where is it? Where's all the Laios's imposters? I want to see them again. Yeah, first one obviously was a normal Laios, and then there was that crazy Laios with his eyes like on, like, looking at different sides and drooling from the mouth. I think that Laios is probably how Marcel sees Laios. I think so. I'm not really sure, 100%. But yeah. Then we have the one who's like big Laios, the big Laios with the, like the little stubble. Who is that? Is that Senshi? Senshi's version of Laios. And then there was the other Laios who was like kind of blushing and everything. I'm not really sure, but I think the crazy Laios was probably Marcel's vision of how she saw Laios. Because otherwise, who will see Laios like that? Obviously, Marcel thinks Laios and Senshi are like nuts. The way they like just take all the monsters and make food out of them. So I'm pretty sure that's the way Marcel sees Laios. But I'm not really sure for the other two. But Laios's one was very easy to decipher, So that is why Laios was able to be the person who became the judge of who the other imposters are, because the other imposters, they were the final two, they were a bit too close to each other in personality and everything and appearance. So yeah, that's how it worked out by the end of it. And yeah, Laios did a good job, in the end. So there you go. Was there anything else in today's episode? No. I get. Oh, and then that girl in the end. I forgot her name. I don't remember her name. She apparently she was taking their food, I think, and then she just yeah, and then she took Marcel as hostage, I guess. All right, there you go. Now, another thing I wanted to mention here is kind of funny because okay, you know what? Let me just talk about the deduction that Laios went with. So how he noticed everyone was like which one was the real one. For Chilchak, he was sitting on a wooden box, and Laios was like, like that definitely wasn't the real Chilchak, because the real Chilchak would be very aware of boxes and stuff in case there's a mimic in it. So that's how I was able to realize that isn't the real Chilchak. True. Yeah, that is extremely true. And then we have Senshi, and Senshi was pretty obvious, but the way Laios deciphered who the real Senshi was is because the other Senshi, the imposter Senshi, was like, there's a nest in an old rundown house. He says I took everything from there or something like that. I get that all I could find. But Laios was like, the real Senshi won't do that because of the whole ecosystem balance and everything, which is true again. And then we have Marcel, who, okay, wait a minute. Right, so for Marcel, Laios says that, yeah, the fact that Marcel threw away the boiled water, if she was being conscious of Undine, that action seemed reckless. And that bothered me and was like lack of concern for it, which is true. Again, Marcel, however, says that, wait a minute, I thought, it's funny that how the real Marcel also realized that the imposter Marcel did that, and she immediately realized it now. And she's like, oh my god, oh yeah, she did do that. And he's like, yeah, her genuine carelessness, his kind of carelessness felt more genuine to me. Okay, now, what Marcel thought was that, Marcel says that I thought that the way you were able to decipher who the real me was, because the imposter me said, I've eaten fisherman eggs and even dryads before. And Marcel is like, we didn't do that, did we? Haha. And everyone's like, yeah, we haven't really told her. And Marcel's like, wait, what? What do you mean by that? It's kind of funny because now that I'm thinking about it, if like Laios, paid attention to that, immediately he would have realized who the imposter was, because the real Marcel didn't know that she has eaten the fisherman egg, So that is why as soon as she said that, like they should have realized that, oh, there's the imposter one, because the real one definitely doesn't know about it. So this is definitely our vision of her, because we only know about it, that kind of thing. Like you should have immediately realized it, but it's a bit difficult to realize it at that type of situation. So I can understand, but that was kind of funny. Right. And yeah, that's what happened in today's episode. Yeah, let's see how this goes. And next episode, I'm guessing we're going to get to know more about this new character. And yeah. Okay. And that is it. Really good episode. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, let's see. Now, let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the very first scene, we get to see Laios and his group is going to obviously find Falin. But when they're going to go down the stairs, they see like the patch of blood and it's like wet. So it is very like like recent that Falin went through that. And okay, so the narrator kind of explains how like the sixth floor consists of canals made by like okay, endlessly vast and long tunnels crisscross under the city like veins. Right. Things many things have flowed through here over the years. Water, people, animals, conspiracies, lies, and rumors, money and blood. Okay, so and then they are like, oh, this is quite chilly. It's like literally snowing, and they're like, wait, shouldn't this place be hot and humid? But Chilchak says maybe it's because of the rearrangement of the dungeon that's happening that the magician is doing. Maybe that's why it's become like so chilly because the whole walls and everything shift around. Okay, I can understand that. And they're like, it's easy in the cold weather, but it's difficult to follow the blood trail. Now this is a very interesting thing. I've always thought, and this is one thing I feel like everyone talks about, which is better, like too hot or too cold? Like, is summer better or is winter better? And up like before, like when I was a kid, I always used to think that summer is better, because winter is like like it's just you have to wear so many clothes and everything. It's just like too much in my opinion, and sometimes cold like like was very much. So I was like, yeah, summer is better. But I feel like everyone nowadays can be very unanimous in saying that winter is way better, because good god, the temperature each and every year is high, like it's just going so high. I feel like summer is the worst thing now. It's actually here in my place, it's like literally 42 degrees, like like, and 43, sometimes like 43. Absolute insanity is going on here. So I feel like nowadays people can be unanimous in saying that yeah, winter is way better, because good god, summer is just too much nowadays. Like, yeah, but I agree with Lias here where he says that yeah, winter is way better, but it just like it's going to be difficult to follow the blood trail. Anyways, okay, so they're like, all right, let's go to the place where we got wiped out, and they're like, oh, if the cleaners are not there, we might be able to get back our like equipment and stuff. So they're like on their way, and okay, so then they start talking about Delgal. How like Delgal is the person who Falin is trying to find, and that is also the reason why Dragon was like roaming around, trying to find Delgal instead of just sleeping. He was roaming around. Makes sense, like that's why it was just roaming around, and it made the digestion of Falin a little bit more quicker than it should be if it was sleeping. Either way, so then they were like, oh, Marcel is like, Delgal is the king, and she kind of explains the whole like like thing, and she says that there are inscriptions praising him all over the dungeon, and like she gives like the information. Okay, he's the one who, when this dungeon was discovered, it appeared on the surface, turned to dust, and disappeared, didn't he? So this lunatic magician been commanding a red dragon and reconstructing the dungeon to find a king who vanished ages ago. So that's what's going on. Okay, so here Laius is like, oh, and it makes sense why he is doing that, because he's afraid of he had this like trauma of seeing the previous king get assassinated in front of him, and now he's trying to make sure that Delgal doesn't go through the same thing. That's why he's so crazily looking for him. They're like, where the hell did you get this from? We don't know about this. How do you know that? Are you just making things up? Lash is like, oh, I didn't mention it to you guys. It's because yeah, I experienced the thing inside the painting, and I do very clearly remember what happened in the painting. As far as I can remember, the very first painting was Laius went there and saw, like, I think Delgal was being born, as far as I can remember, and the previous king was there, and the magician was there, and everyone was like so happy, oh, the prince is born and everything. The next painting that he went to, as far as I can remember, it was like the previous king was given like some kind of a speech or something, and a guy came and assassinated him, as far as I can remember. or something like that happened. It was like Delga's birthday or something. I don't properly remember. It's something like that, you know. And that is where the magician took a look at Laios, didn't really think much about it. Then the next one, the last painting was the painting where I think they were having a feast. And Laios was like, oh, finally, I can get my food here, you know. And Delgal was the king. And that is where the magician came, and the magician's like, who the hell are you? You know, I remember seeing you back when the king was assassinated. You know, that part. So that is how it went. As far as I can remember, that's how it went. And that is why Laios knows everything. He's like, oh, this is what happened. And then he says like, oh, it's because, you know, I experienced it. And they're like, what, you're telling us this now? And Laios is like, come on, like, you know, in this whole situation, I didn't remember to mention it to you guys. You know, either way, okay, one thing. Okay, just to confirm, the lunatic magician is an elf, right? Can elves really live for a millennium? She says like there are records, Master says, of that in the distant past, but only elves live up to 500 years nowadays. Only, huh? Okay. If he can control the lives of others at will, it must be piece of cake for him to prolong his own life. Marcel says like impossible. Extending one's own lifespan with your own magic is like eating yourself to live longer. Interesting. Okay, anyways, all that aside, and then they like, you know, like moving forward, and then the whole snow starts, like, you know, thing blowing, the whole snowstorm. And then Laios is like, oh, like we should grab hands, and he like grabs Chilchak's hand, and Chilchak grabs Senchi's hand, Senchi grabs Marcel's hand, and Marcel grabs someone else's hand. And obviously, in that darkness and everything in that snowstorm, Marcel probably thought like she was grabbing like one of the other people's hands or something. She didn't realize this was someone else. This was a shapeshifter. So, or the illusions made by the shapeshifter. Then, after that, they bring light in, and Laios is like, oh, thank God. Looks back, a lot of Marcel and a lot of Laioses and Senchis, Chilchuks standing there. They're like, what the hell? So yeah, immediately Laios realizes that these are shapeshifters, and he talks about how this was a thing back in his hometown, you know, like all that stuff. And he's like, they're shapeshifters pretending to be them and blending in. Why do they do that? They'll probably try to devour the original one and take their place. It was pretty obvious for who, like, you know, like Laios's like imposters were, because they were pretty distinct, you know, each and every one of them. So no, wait. You know what I said? I said how the crazy Laios makes me think that Marcel. This is how Marcel sees Laios as. I might be wrong, because there's one Laios I can see who looks extremely like Falin. You can see that, you know, like with the eyes closed. That might actually be Marcel's way of looking at Laios, because, you know, Laios and Falin are siblings, and since Marcel is so friendly with Falin, maybe that's how she sees Laios as well, exactly like Falin, or something like that. I might be wrong. I'm not really sure. You know, like I was pretty confident that the crazy Laios is the one how Marcel sees him. But it might as well be Chilchak who sees Laios like that, because Chilchak also thinks Laios is crazy, like nuts. So that might be how Chilchak sees Laios. And the one who looks like Falin, that might be how Marcel sees Laios. And then the big one is probably how Senshi sees Laios. I think that's correct. Yeah, that's probably how it is. Either way. Right. So yeah, they're like, the Laios is very easy to realize which one is the real one. So they immediately put them in the you know, the prison. And the others, you know, like Marcel was like, can you please like can you please put this Marcel away? This is definitely not me. And that Marcel's like, what? How dare you? Here we go. You got it all wrong. Take a good closer look. Oh my god, that's funny. Anyways, and all the other obvious ones, they put them in the prison, and they're like, and Elias is like, we shouldn't attack them in case it starts into a real fight. You just imprison them for now. So there you go. But they were really stumped with two, like the two ones, like the original one and another imposter. So now comes like Elias is like, let me see, let me decipher who the real one is from here onwards. Oh no, at first there were 6 of them, and then they're able to. I love this one one Chilchak who looks extremely cute and just yeah. I think that is probably how like Marcel sees Chilchak as, because I remember Marcel was like patting Chilchak's head and something, and Chilchak was like, "What the hell are you doing? I'm an old person, like, and I'm an adult. Don't treat me like a kid." I think that's probably how Marcel looks at Chilchak. That cute little kid. And then we have the other two, like one the normal Chilchak, and the other one is like an extremely cynical version of him. Okay, anyways, the cute like the cute Chilchak, we were easily able to decipher that's not the real Chilchak. So we like, for Marcel, hairstyle obviously, and I immediately realized who the real one is with the braiding here. Okay, the one with the long braid over here, that was definitely not Marcel, so they were able to realize that. Okay, and then they're like, oh, let me show you guys my magic book. Yeah, and that's how they were able to decipher it, because one of them was completely different, so they like just locked that girl up. There you go. For Senshi and Chilchak, their tools they saw, one was obviously different, so they locked them up. There you go, it's easy, and now they've rounded it up to 6 of them. So 3 are imposter, 3 are real. Now Elias is like, let me take care of this situation. Like, I will be the neutral person who will judge everyone. You guys will do your normal stuff, cook food and everything, and that's how I will be seeing who is acting suspiciously. Everyone's like, I'm concerned. Like, we're letting this, responsibility on Laios, who barely even remembered, like, yeah, here we go. Are we really relying on Laios' observation skills here? Like the same guy who couldn't even remember where he'd met Kabru before, and, like that whole thing. And this part is so funny because they'll zoom in on Laios, and I think they deliberately did that. Laios was just like this, and they zoomed in on him, and there's like a low resolution version of Laios just like this standing. That was definitely that wasn't like any type of animation mistake or anything. That was intentional. They intentionally did that to show Laios as a just like this goofy type of like, yeah, that how they're not taking Laios seriously. That's what that symbolized. The low resolution version of Laios. Anyways, so Laios is like, oh, this is my chance to gain my friend's trust back. Let's do this. So okay, so they're like, all right, let's like make some food. So he's like, I'm going to be observing the difference in behavior as you guys work together. So each of you pair up and do the thing. So they start doing like, and here Laios starts observing like the different differences. For example, the Chilchak who sits on the box, as we get to know later on, Laios immediately realized that, oh, this is probably the fake one because he's scared of mimics and stuff. Then we see, like, and he's like writing everything down. And one of the Chilchak is extremely cynical, and the other one is a little bit less cynical. Then we have Marcel. Oh my god. Then we have Marcel, who is like, oh, what the hell, what egg is this? And they're like, oh, it's Harpy's egg. And she's like, come on, I told you, like, no humanoid, like creatures, like eggs, I want to eat, like, stuff like that. He starts saying, like, Laios writes it down, and then the other Marcel was like, oh, I'm very determined to get back to Falin. Like I've eaten fishman eggs before and even drieds before. Why stop now? Here we go. Like I said, Laz should have immediately realized that this is a fake one immediately, because as we get to know later on, Marcel obviously didn't know that she ate fishman eggs. So the one who talks about fishman eggs is obviously the imposter, because that's how, that's the other people's version of Marcel. That's why she knows about it, unlike the real one. But either way, they didn't really clock that. However, Laius was able to understand that when she threw the water away, Laius realized that, oh, this might not be the real Marcel, because the real Marcel won't do anything like that in case the Undine comes back. So there you go. And then for Senshi, it's pretty obvious. And I think, who's the one who says it? Wait a minute. Just a minute. Who is the one who says that? Yeah, Marcel. Marcel is the one. Come on, guys. You guys are. It's pretty obvious who the real Senshi is, isn't it? And they're like, what the hell are you saying? The Senshi is always like this good looking. And I love the fact that when they are talking about how the goofy or the blank looking, the very normal looking Senshi is not the real Senshi. The real Senshi gets scared. He's like, oh my god, these people are actually making a mistake here. Chilchek is like, is this some kind of stereotype about dwarves? Senshi doesn't look this dopey, and Senshi's sweating, the real one. She's like, oh my god, what the hell? These guys. Are you guys really making this mistake? Oh my god. But anyways, Laius realized who the real Senshi is by realizing that, oh, the cool looking one, apparently he took everything. So the real Senshi won't do that in case of because of the ecosystem. So all that stuff, he's like thinking what to do. Anyways, the food is ready, and and Laius is like, I kind of realize who the fake ones are, and he tells everyone, and he's like, oh, this one's a fake one, this is a fake one, this is a fake one. He was actually correct in all of them, and he gives his explanation here. Oh no, he doesn't give his explanation now. He gives it later. For now, he just says that, and the imposter and the original one starts fighting against each other. And and Laius is like, I knew this was going to happen. They were going to start fighting with each other. And he's like, from what I know about shapeshifters, okay, here we go. What they do is they sometimes change. Okay, where is it? Shapeshifter is a broad term for monsters that mimic other beings. Some mimic voices, possesses others, even physically change forms. These monsters fall into one of the categories. That's what he was trying to decipher. Is this shapeshifter changing themselves and becoming like this? Or is it like some kind of an illusion? Or is it like changing like a particular thing? Trying to think like, which category is it? There's no way monsters could cook. They're definitely creating illusions, just like Marcel suggested. Which is true, obviously. If this was a monster, how could they cook? This is an illusion, and that's how he was able to realize that, oh, this is that type of a shapeshifter who's using illusions. So how can we take care of a situation like that? And he's like, they're timid because they're making illusions. They're probably timid and lack the strength to attack their prey head on. The place is cold and dark, and you can see how thoroughly he's like deducing the whole thing, especially because it's related to monsters. His whole monster loving brain is like working just continuously here, and yeah. And he's like, randomly swinging the sword won't cut it, so let's do this. Gets into 4, starts barking. Like a hunting dog. Everyone's like, what the hell is he doing? But anyways, it works. Yeah. He says, I've lived with dogs all my life. They taught me all sorts of things. How to hunt, how to take down something stronger than you. And he's like, now I'll teach you. Oh my god, he's really good at mimicking the dog. And as soon as he does that, the shapeshifter gets intimidated and all the illusions fall apart, and then the shapeshifter show its form in front of them. And Laius is like, alright, let's do this. And he starts running in four legs, jumps on top of the shapeshifter. Master just blows it up in one shot. And they're like, what the hell are you doing, Laios? And Laios is like, sorry, I got a bit too carried away. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, the food they made was also made was illusions, and he kind of explains how he realized who the real ones were, and they're like, wow, you actually did a good job, And Marcel here realized that Marcel's like, wait a minute, I thought that you would have realized when she was talking about the fishman eggs. We've never eaten fishman eggs, have we? Haha. And then they're like, And Marcel realized that they might have eaten fishman eggs at that point, And she's like, were they in the porridge that we had on that day? Anyways, either way, they're eating after that. They've cooked food and they're eating, and then they realize that their food, it's missing. Like there's like rice like trail. They start following that, and then they come across this girl who got lost. Or I'm not really sure if she got lost or if she ran away. Either way, yeah, like we found her, and now let's see what happens in the next episode. And there you go, guys. That is it. That was today's episode. Really good episode, really fun episode. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Dungeon Meshi. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.